So we're gonna, whether it rains or not, we're gonna make a short little stop here. It's a no stop, but police don't normally say anything, especially on a Sunday. And this is a Victory Square, and it's very handsome buildings around it, you know, Stalinistic one like the ones on the left. And this goes back to 1948-49, and it's a very typical square in a Russian Soviet city, because there is an endless, an eternal fire, gas fire that burns in memory of the terrible things that happened during the war, the sufferings of the war, and there is an obelisk. And in this case, you know, the city, because the Soviets, Moscow didn't have anything to give, they gave medals. They gave medals to people, and they gave medals to cities. And here you will see the famous medal, diamond medal. So you'll see on the top of the obelisk. Just going to make a little stop, just walk you over the street, and you'll see this memorial to the Jewish, that especially from this part, that actually were brought to these extermination camps, you know, walking naked to death, children, women, men, not really knowing where they were walking.
Even translate how thing. What is it? What is it for? What is it? I'll tell you, I don't want to fall, so that's why I'm really careful. I'm bad and serious. You check the level, the pictures off.
So here you see a bit of the war memorial again, the colouring of this Belarusian state here just ahead of the bus. So when we come to the hotel, take your hand luggage, you're welcome into the reception, and then we will have our passports ready. Then after dinner, naturally, we have a free evening, and I said I've walked around, and I always said to people when you come to Minsk in the evening, don't worry, it's a very safe place to walk. So if you want to have a little walk and see the city in the evening, weather permitting here now, please do. Look here, we're gonna come past, you can't see it, but screened by the pine trees here on the left hand side is a metro station, and just behind us is a square. And here in this metro station, you know, there was a hailstorm 10-15 years ago. There was a party on the main square. Behind us was a beer party, and the hails came and really, you know, hurted people. So the girls especially started to run in the high heels towards the metro station. They ran down, one fell, another one fell. The police officer came and said, stop, 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 you're killing each other. In the end, 49 girls, I think it was, and one police officer died. They just, you know, suffocating each other. So if you go that way, just across, there's a very nice calash over there with horses you can sit in and take pictures just across little square by the city hall here to the left. But if you go a bit further, then you may see photos at the metro station there, and then you know why they happen. So here is our hotel Europa, and I'll show you when we come in where the breakfast will be served, where dinner will be served. I think it's in the same room. Most exclusive hotel in Belarus. And we stay there for 2 nights. Okay, and remember, just up the street here is McDonald's on the main street with a lot of things, so easy as anything to go for a little walk. If you walk across here to the left, you come into the reconstructed old town. So it's perfect position.
Our country was in a part of the Russian Empire because it was divided and added to the Russian Empire. At that time, we didn't have established a democratic country. We even lost the name of our country because we were like the northern western part of Russia.
Oh, no,
Bus is open if you like.
At the Hotel Europa here in Minsk, Belarus.
of those buildings of pre-war built buildings, they survived, and we just renovated. For example, this town hall, which you can see near in the middle of the square, it's a renovated building, and this town hall can tell us about 5 centuries of our history. And exactly here was the first administration formed, the first court, and the city center of a medieval city was concentrated here. All city life, political, economic, cultural life was concentrated around the square, and the administration of the city had been working in this town hall with the soldier on the top. And but during the period of Russian Empire, it was destroyed, and we've renovated it to show us how our people lived in medieval period. And every Belarusian square was surrounded by temples of different religions, because this is the just a part of our culture that people of different confessions, people of different religion could live in peace in the same period. We never had fights due to religious ideas. That's why I can divide the square. If you pay attention to the left, this is the Catholic part of this square, and there was a big complex of Jesuit community. And this wonderful Catholic cathedral, you can see it, Cathedral of Virgin Maria, dated back to 17th century. It was built here during the period of Northern War, when Peter I was making the window to Europe. And we were on the way to that Europe, and Sweden troops, they passed through our territory, and they've burned several cities, and you know, they destroyed. And when they were in the city of Minsk, they were living here in the complex of Catholic Convent. And on this part there was part of Orthodox and Union churches. This wonderful church with green roof is the main Orthodox church of our city, the Church of Holy Spirit. And here you can recognize roofs, old roofs, red bricky roofs of old monasteries and convents of Basilian and Bernardine community.
Thank you,
From the island of Chios, from this view to this island. And actually everybody knows about war in Afghanistan, and when we were in a part of Soviet Union, we've been involved in this war, and during 10 years the soldiers of Soviet Union, they were participating in this war. This period started in 1979 to 1989. And 30,000 Belarusian guys, they were participating in this war. And 771, they've died on the lands of Afghanistan. Most of them, they were the age of 18 years old while they were serving in the army. So, and they were not volunteers, they were just ordered to go to this war. And their mothers, they asked the administration of our city to make a memorial where they can come and cry, and which won't let people to forget about such a terrible thing. And this memorial was formed here in 1991. Started from boulder stone with the icon of Mother of God guarding her son. And I will show you that stone. And it's written here, there is a speech of mothers that they do not want war to be anywhere on the earth. And they do not want mothers to lose their sons in different wars. And be informed at the memorial to all the victims of Afghanistan. Now this island unites all the victims of different international wars, where soldiers fight for another country under the banner of another country and for idea of another country, and when they die not on the lands of their motherland. And this memorial consists of 3 memorial compositions. One of them is in front of you. This is symbolizing church with the mothers of those guys, and they look to the foresight of the earth. Still wait, some of them still wait their sons to be back at home. Some already lost the last hope. We have a story of we have the real story of the new made story. The real one, if the bride and the wedding day will touch this angel, you can see this shining place. Neighbor one will take her son from the family. Even when it's occupied by this island, Raymond is waiting for us to show us the rest of our city. Souvenirs, fabric, textile, and embroidery shop of Belarusian linen. On the right you can see with red signs, and our famous candy shop here with Belarusian chocolate on the with pink signs. There you can buy Belarusian chocolate, perfect quality and very reasonable price. We have 2 fabrics of chocolate, 2 fabrics, Kommunarka and Spardellona street of our city, and in pre-war period it was Zakharevskaya street. And this is the from both sides of this avenue you can see architectural composition, which starts from Independence Square and goes to Victory Square. 4 kilometers of one architectural composition made in one architectural style. And very soon it should be added to the list of heritage patronated by UNESCO as a unique architectural style composition. And now we arrive to Independence Square, and I invite you to have a walk and to enjoy this area. Here, if yes, we are buying. If no, we never will buy. And it's surrounded by 9 emblems, 6 emblems. Sorry, because the country is divided into 6 districts, like Minsk, Gomi.
No, because I was walking sideways. I was like, oh my God, and I went.
You went in.
I went down. I went down. Oh. Went all the way up to here.
Если не хочешь, тогда не получу. Я хочу, слюнявая.
Territory of Belarus, and to commemorate all the victims of atom, we were presented with this bell of angel. This is the exact copy from Nagasaki city, from Japanese city Nagasaki, and there is a holy ground put under the foundation of this memorial composition from Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Fukushima, from Chernobyl and Israel. And once a week this bell, both with bells in Japanese city, ring at 12 a.m. like commemoration to all the victims of nuclear weapons. And it starts to be a new tradition that you can see the flags of Kazakhstan and Russia when they stop trainings with nuclear weapons. We are situated in the center of Europe. So that's why it was very important for us. To build a train station here. And opening of train station was in the beginning of 19th century. It's connected north with the south, east with the west. Train station building in Eastern Europe. Two towers with statues with decorations of common representatives of Soviet Union, and on the right On the right tower you can see the coat of arms of Soviet Union as well as Belarusian Soviet Socialist Republic, and on the top of the left corner we can see the biggest clocks of Belarus, which were taken from Berlin by Red Army soldiers. And the diameter of this clock is 3.5 meters, and exactly those clocks we see in New Year Eve, counting the last seconds of the year and making wishes for the next year. And in Soviet Union period, it was this street between those towers was one of the busiest one, and which is bearing the name of Kirova Street. And it's our location of a country and of the city is quite good, and one night by train you can get to Moscow, Kiev, St. Petersburg, a little bit further to Warsaw, 3 hours and you are in Vilnius.
Is it easy to immigrate out of this country?
It's not that easy, but it's possible to immigrate. I've got a question about it. On the left you can see art gallery, our national museum, dated back to pre-war period. You can see those thick walls with and the sisterhood. First the sisterhood was formed there in order to help people suffering in that hospital, and it was their activity. And after that there was a spiritual father, they call Andrei Lemeshonok spiritual father, with several sisters. They went to Metropolitan to Moscow, and they asked Metropolitan of Moscow to donate money to build a convent nearby that psychiatric hospital, to help people suffering from different diseases, to help alcohol and drug addicts, to help people and children who really do need help. And Metropolitan of Moscow, he said, okay, this is 1 ruble for you. You can imagine, yes, the amount, 1 Russian ruble for you. This is the start for your convent, and the rest will be donated by people. And now you will see what was donated by people. You will see the area of this convent. You will see.
You are not nun up from the beginning, just from the beginning. You become nun only after passing some stage. And I'm a novice. I'm for 4 years in the convent, and I'm a novice here. And I would like to tell you some stories about the convent, about its history, and show you the most adored icons in the convent. Show you the church and tell you a few words about our life, about the life of nuns in our convent. Our convent. Maybe we should come to the church because it is wind is cold. So on the 22nd of August of this year, we have celebrated the birthday of the convent, and we have 14 years old. We are very, very young convent. And here is the main church of our convent. You see everything you will see here, the icons, the frames, the windows, and the pictures on the wall. All this is made in our convent by our artists. Our icon painters came to Italy, came to Russia, and LENIN, the art of. So we are standing now at the main church of our church, but in projects we have some projects to build a church which will be 4 times bigger than this. But it is in our future project somehow, because you know there are so many people coming there for Easter or for Christmas that the church cannot invite everybody. Somebody is standing outside. And here are not only in our convent, but for all who come to us, who share the Holy Communion with us, who share the services with us. And you know, later, a little bit later, we will see a mosaic workshop. Come here, please come and see. on this wall there is a picture from Old Testament. When Moses led people of Egypt in front of them, there was Red Sea, and Pharaoh was running, trying to catch them, to lead again to the Egypt. So this is our mosaic workshop, and you have a chance to see this beautiful mosaic on the church upstairs. This is made from such pieces, such little pieces. It was a really long work to make all this beautiful mosaic from very little.
Very colourful, isn't it?
Unfortunately, I can't show. We have no mirror.
We don't eat meat at all. We eat fish, and not every day. We eat fish except Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because this is a Lent. Today we have Lent. We have vegetables and potatoes or different cereals and juice, and this is the only eat we have. During the Great Lent, we even don't have oil. So now we are standing at the first church which was built in the Convent. It was in 1997, the beginning of the construction of the church. You see it is low, and you can read the images on the icons of the sleep to make more spare, to make the region of more spare. And this church is devoted to St. Nicholas Wonderbook, the Wonderbook. You can see this icon here, and also the pieces of bread. So now we are standing in the church devoted to St. Elisabeth, New Martha, and St. Barbara. You can see the icons of St. Elizabeth on the right, in green icons, and St. Barbara on the left, in red icons. And I will tell you a little bit.
New residence of our president. You can see. What do you think about ego? Of here? Yeah. We are shocked.
Yes.
We are shocked.
I don't think the White House is that big.
Yeah.